Messi's doing much better in Argentina camp, and Miami's rumor mill just lost two of its loudest engines in one weekend. This is the Inter Miami Daily Podcast. Paredes went on record. Scaloni gave us a real fitness signal. So today we can finally talk roster architecture instead of phantom phone calls.
Honestly, thank you, Leandro. The reunion story's dead, so let's run the math nobody actually ran all week.
We'll get there. First, Scaloni's much better. That's the cleanest Messi update we've had straight from camp, not filtered through 3 outlets. Scaloni says he's much better and tracking for the Iceland friendly. That's deliberately non-committal, but it's a step up from the individual work-only language we had on June 5th.
And it answers who's holding the risk call. Scaloni's publicly managing this timeline now. That decision's in his hands, not with somebody hedging on background. With Iceland targeted and the Algeria opener on the board, Miami now has an actual projected return window. The July fixture math stops being a guess.
Easy. Much better doesn't clear him for everything. It just means he looks more likely to feature, probably not for 90 minutes. Now, Paredes. He didn't issue a PR denial. The player himself, in a World Cup camp presser, said Messi never called him. That closes the recruitment story cleanly.
Which is the best gift we got all week, because now we can ask the practical thing. With DePaul already signed and the Kremaski TAM freed up, what does a big-name addition even look like?
The DePaul deal is the one case study we have for how this front office works the roster rules. Before any new name fits, something has to move.
Right. You can't drop a star into a roster spot that doesn't exist yet. Rashford, Paredes, whoever. It all folds into that one buildable lane now.
And on the prestige front, Steve Clarke called the Florida Blue Training Center top class. That's an actual international manager on the record about Miami's facility for the first time.
2 prestige signals in 1 week, though. Clarke praising the training center while new stadium runs a sold-out Peru-Haiti friendly. Are both venues running hot at once, or is one getting a rest?
Scotland was there June 1st through the 5th, and new stadium hosted a full international successfully. The venue readiness question we set up basically answered itself.
The reputation's confirmed, sure. But praise doesn't tell me what the main pitch looks like under that load. That surface question still hasn't been answered.
Noted. Local Miami reporters had eyes on both stories first, and we'll keep watching the language as the friendlies roll. Let's get into the roster math.
This one's from flashscore.com.gh.
Lionel Messi has taken a step forward in his injury recovery and could play a few minutes in Argentina's upcoming friendlies before their World Cup opener, coach Lionel Scaloni said Friday. Leo is doing well. He has already trained partly with the group. He's no longer completely separated, Scaloni said.
Scaloni was on the record Friday. Messi's much better. Partly training with the group, and could see a few minutes against Honduras or Iceland. That's the first fitness signal coming straight out of Argentina's camp, not filtered through a wire report.
Oh, I needed that one. After a week of us managing worst-case hamstring scenarios, much better and gives us peace of mind, I'll take peace of mind.
Hold the parade slightly. We'll see whether that's tomorrow's game or the other one, is deliberately non-committal. It's warmer than the individual work-only language we had earlier in the week, but it's not a cleared bill of health.
Sure, but here's what moves for me. The strain happened in Miami's last match, and now Scaloni's staff publicly owns the timeline. The risk call lives in Argentina's camp for now, not Fort Lauderdale. That actually answers a question I left open.
And it gives us a real return window to do math against instead of guessing. Honduras Saturday, Iceland Tuesday in Auburn. If he gets minutes Tuesday, that's a usable data point for the Miami fixture list, not a rumor.
Right, and remember, this is the same left hamstring that's flared on Miami before. So a few minutes isn't Scaloni being cautious for fun. That's exactly how you reintroduce a player carrying World Cup stakes.
From Yahoo Sports.
Before beginning his World Cup adventure, Leandro Paredes spoke about the rumors linking him with Inter Miami next season, supposedly at Lionel Messi's invitation. "I haven't spoken to anyone, and Leo didn't text me either. When people started saying Rodrigo de Paul might go, the three of us talked, and he was clear that I wanted to return to Boca and that I want to be here to enjoy what I didn't get to enjoy in my time before."
Leandro Paredes settled this one himself before flying off with Argentina. Quote, "He hasn't spoken to anyone. Leo didn't text him." No club spokesman hedge here. The player said it at a World Cup presser.
Honestly, best thing you could have done for us. That rumor was running on fumes since the DePaul talk, and now it's just gone.
And give him credit. He framed it cleanly. He went back to Boca, the club he supports, to win trophies. He even said he didn't come home to be a face on a banner.
Which is the politest way of saying Miami was never in the math. He told DePaul straight up he wanted to be at Boca.
So that recruitment story's closed. Now the useful case study is DePaul himself, because that's how Miami has actually made this kind of thing work.
Right. And that's the door I want to walk through. Pair this with the Scaloni much better update we hit earlier, and the worst case scenario week is over. Now we're talking about what Miami can build, not just what could go wrong.
Paredes is on record saying Messi never called him. The Pep reunion is dead. So let's get practical. Under Miami's MLS roster rules right now, what does a realistic big-name addition look like, and what has to move before it happens?
Yeah, the DePaul signing is the cleanest case study we have for how Miami's front office thinks about this. Per ESPN's reporting on that deal, MLS roster rules made it genuinely complicated. Salary, slots, all of it. The club had to engineer around those hurdles, and Inter Miami ownership even described it as a move no one saw coming internally. The door opened after Alba and Busquets retired last fall. Goal reported those two departures freed up designated player slots and wage budget, giving the club room to maneuver heading into 2026. DePaul came in on loan from Atletico with a permanent option, and that's the template to note. A loan lets Miami absorb a high-value player without immediately committing the full transfer fee against the cap picture. So yes, a big-name addition is possible, but it probably requires an open DP slot, a DePaul-style loan structure, or another roster piece moving first.
So with Messi's contract still officially unresolved heading into this window, does that basically block Miami from committing a DP slot to anyone else until it's settled?
That's the tension. Co-owner Jorge Mas has said publicly he's optimistic Messi and the remaining Barcelona alumni all extend. But he was clear, the decision rests with Messi. Until there's ink on paper, Miami is basically holding its roster plan in limbo around the league's most expensive player. An official contract announcement is the trigger. Once Messi's slot is confirmed, you'll likely see the front office move quickly on the next piece.
Mauricio Venegas, writing in Inter Miami CF.
Inter Miami CF's new stadium enjoyed a historic evening tonight, with Peru securing a thrilling 2-1 comeback victory against Haiti in front of an electric sold-out crowd in what marked the first-ever international friendly at the club's state-of-the-art venue in the heart of Miami.
New Stadium ran its first-ever international friendly Friday night. Peru over Haiti, 2-1, comeback, sold out. That answers the venue readiness question on the field, not in a press release.
And Haiti walking into their first World Cup in 52 years, using a Miami pitch to close prep, that's a real moment. Sold out crowd and all.
2 friendlies for Haiti at Inter Miami venues this week. The building absorbed a full international and held up. That's the milestone, per the club's own recap.
My only nag, That's one venue running hot this week. The pitch question doesn't go away just because the lights worked.
This one's from Inter Miami CF.
From June 1st through 5, Scotland's national team called Inter Miami CF's state-of-the-art Florida Blue Training Center their home, as they prepare for their first FIFA World Cup participation in 28 years. Upon concluding their 5-day stay training camp at the club's training site, Scotland manager Stephen Clarke praised the Florida Blue Training Center.
Steve Clarke, Scotland's manager, is on the record calling the Florida Blue Training Center top class. The first named international voice we've gotten on that facility, with an actual quote attached.
And he didn't just say nice rooms. He said the training pitches are absolutely fantastic. That's the grass talking, Kirk. That's the part I actually care about.
He also credited Beckham, called him an old adversary he played against years ago. So the facility came available with a little help from up top. 5-day camp, June 1st through 5th. Then they were off to Bolivia.
First World Cup in 28 years, and they pick Fort Lauderdale to acclimatise to the heat. That's a flex for the club, full stop.
If you like this kind of daily supporter lens on Inter Miami, try Angel City Daily Podcast, a daily ACFC briefing with match reaction, NWSL standings, roster moves, women's soccer in Los Angeles, and supporter buzz. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts. You'll find links to every story we covered today in the show notes. If something caught your attention, they're there for a deeper read. That's Inter Miami Daily Podcast for today. This is a Lantern podcast.